What's up, guys? My name is Elias, and Predator Badlands releases in theaters tomorrow. So, completing our Predator franchise watch list is the 2025 animated feature film Predator Killer of Killers. Directed by the current franchise spearheader Dan Trachtenberg, Killer of Killers plays like an anthology series that further explores what it would be like to have a predator dropped in a different period of time. Here we explore the Shield, a story centered around a Viking named Ursa in 841 AD, the Sword, which involves a ninja named Kenji in 1609 Japan, and the Bullet, which is about a military pilot named Torres in the early 1940s. Three different eras, three different predators, and when their stories finally collide, that's when the real interesting part begins. Ursa's story in The Shield reminds me of God of War for PlayStation. Her determination to avenge her father from long ago puts her and her son Anders at odds with her father's killer, Zorion, which leads to a sick one-shot action scene where she infiltrates the enemy village alongside her comrades. After her son Anders kills Zoran, a ginormous predator arrives to kill everyone except for Ursa, leaving her to survive against it in an epic battle. There's so much weight to each axe swinging shield tackle that it feels like I'm watching someone play Ragnarok on the PS4. She ends up killing the predator on the ice water, but her son dies in the midst of everything, leaving her angry, bitter, and utterly hopeless. Kenji's story in The Sword is the exact story I've been wanting in the Predator franchise as a fan of ninjas and samurai, as I mentioned in my Predators review. I love that it has to do with honor and respect, which are key elements to the Predator mythos, but in a familial way where brotherhood becomes the crux of Kenji's story. The action is sick as he infiltrates his father's palace and takes out a bunch of guards, then fights his own flesh and blood, with the animation elevating the scene's emotional core. Of course, when he and his brother Kiyoshi, played also by Ozawa, team up to fight the big bad predator of the story, it's so epic with an ending I couldn't help but shed a tear at, resulting in the predator's gruesome defeat, but at the cost of Kiyoshi's life. Torres' story in The Bullet has some surprising levity as Rick Gonzalez brings his all to the role, providing a likable and heartfelt protagonist we can all get behind. He has some of the best one liners and best strategies in the whole franchise that when he's able to outsmart a Predator pilot into blowing itself up along with its giant ship, you believe it. When he gets the brilliant idea to climb onto the wing of his plane because only he would know how to improvise some Ethan Hunt ish in that moment, you believe it. But his emotional through line for not wanting to disappoint his pops while also proving himself to his sacrificial commander is perhaps what drives his loudmouth Taurus to be such a compelling character, or maybe I just have a bias for Latinos in cinema. Sue me. And while these stories work just as easily on their own, the three protagonists' paths align when they're captured and forced to contend against one another in a gladiator match to the death by the predators themselves, having a sort of connectivity that Trachtenberg seems to be striving toward with the franchise going forward. At first, they are at odds with one another due to a language barrier, but they soon ally in an attempt to escape from the alien planet. After Kenji loses an arm from he and Ursa's team up against the King Predator, it's only from Ursa's sacrifice that Kenji and Torres are able to even escape on the ship, which leads to every Predator ship chasing after them, with the pair's next appearance remaining to be seen. Ursa gets captured and put on ice in this giant labyrinth of warriors, where we also get to see my three all time favorite Predator franchise characters, Dutch, Harrigan, and Praise Naru. Overall, with captivating animation, engaging stories, and some of the best action in the franchise, Killer of Killers is a unique experience that any fan can appreciate and non fans alike can jump onto as an intro to the mythos. If Trachtenberg is going the direction I think he's going, then I think we can expect to see an Avengers style team up slash death match between some of the franchise's greatest warriors, whether in live action or animated form. And I think that's just the coolest thing that I never would have seen coming in my lifetime. I'm curious to see what the dude can cook up with an Alien vs. Predator sequel, but I'll keep my fingers crossed. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, share it to others so they can join in on the conversation, and subscribe to my channel as well as follow me on all socials at Takes with Eli. Get in my comments with your thoughts on 2025's Predator Killer of Killers, as well as your excitement for Predator Badlands. But until next time, guys, take care and God bless.